Now, you've asked the United Nations Human Rights Council to scrutinize ICE's actions in your city.
You heard that correctly. The mayor of Chicago is now requesting that the United Nations looks into ICE's actions within Chicago.
Don't assault anyone.
Hey, where you at?
I didn't assault nobody.
You we exited
and I would have apologized.
We exited the area.
I closed it. I closed the door.
Now, I thought you'd find this interesting. We actually have new body cam footage of what it's like to be inside of one of the Homeland Security agents' vehicles after you get arrested. So we have a lot to cover. Now, before we start the video, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, and it also helps others see the videos as well. And I think people want to see what the heck is going on with the United Nations possibly helping out Chicago. Let's see what this is all about, but I do need your help to get it out there. Thank you.
Now, you've asked the United Nations Human Rights Council to scrutinize ICE's actions in your city, requesting that the council hold a special session on what you've called a worsening human rights crisis in the U.S. under President Trump.
Okay, so first things first, before we get into those massive accusations, let's just go over what exactly the United Nations even is, and straight from the website, one place where the world's nations can gather together, discuss common problems, and find shared solutions. It's basically the world's gathering spot where every country can come together and have direct dialogue, and hopefully not end in some sort of conflict or war.
Requesting that the council hold a special session on what you've called a worsening human rights crisis in the U.S. under President Trump.
Now, real quick, let me just list off some of the countries the UN has recently investigated because of these human rights violations or the possibility of a violation. You have China, you have Sudan, you have Syria, Nicaragua, Afghanistan, you have the conflict with Israel. We know that was a very high-profile case. We might have Nigeria, and the list goes on. But there's a common theme here. In order for you to qualify for the UN to look into your actions, you either have to be a war-torn country, you have to be involved with a conflict, or your government has to be suppressing your own people to where you can't even have a voice, like we saw over in Bangladesh. That was another high-profile case. So remember, the mayor is trying to say, well, we do have human rights violations, but keep in mind, this is the standard in which the UN is looking into as far as violations around the world.
Your request followed a federal judge issuing an injunction last week that limits ICE's use of force in Chicago under Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino. What do you hope to accomplish by bringing the world's attention to what's happening in your city, Mr. Mayor?
Well, look, the city of Chicago has longed for universal human rights to be applied locally. And, you know, either our human rights are universal or they're meaningless. What we have seen is a great deal of terror that has been executed across our city. It has had profound impact on our day-to-day. I mean, we literally had a preschool teacher ripped out of her workplace and detained. We've seen...
Okay, again, these are a lot of accusations, but I do want to point out the preschool teacher he's talking about is an illegal immigrant from Colombia and did come into the country illegally, according to Homeland Security.
With documents and as well as those without documents, detained by these Border Patrol and these ICE agents, indiscriminate releasing of tear gas against the people in our city. You know, we've had Black Hawk helicopters swarm over the apartments and homes of families on the south side of Chicago, where you've seen black families put in one van and detained, and ostensibly undocumented families placed in another van, while at the same time the president is withholding food from the people in this city. I spoke with a seniors on Friday where they're barely receiving $10 to $12 on their SNAP cards, and it's making it almost impossible for them to survive. And so whether it's the unconstitutional acts that are being carried out by the Trump administration, or the fact that food and medicine has been cut off, the situation has worsened, and we're calling for the Human Rights Council to come to Chicago to see firsthand what our people are experiencing right now.
Now, real quick, before we continue, make sure to please subscribe to my channel so I can keep you up to date with stories just like this. And if you see the QR code, that's for people watching TV. Just take your cell phone out, scan the QR code. It's a lot easier to subscribe to me that way as well. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so leave your comments down below how you feel about what you just heard. Now look, there were a lot of different issues, but one thing that sticks out to me is that you have state issues, you have city issues, and you have federal issues all being looped together with the mayor's complaint to the United Nations. And this might be an issue for the mayor of Chicago. I'll give you an example. I mean, Chicago is a sanctuary city, and within the sanctuary jurisdiction, the local police are not even supposed to be helping federal agents. And that's going to be on Chicago to have to explain to the United Nations, why are your own local security forces not working with federal agents? I mean, this concept is so foreign to the entire United Nations, you can't find a country where this is a concept. In fact, the United Nations promotes a country's unity, where security forces, military forces, federal forces, they all work together, and you don't have this divide. That's the point of the United Nations.
While at the same time, the president is withholding food from the people in this city.
Again, that's another huge accusation. You have the president of the United States who's specifically targeting Chicago and withholding food to the people of Chicago. Again, I don't know how the mayor is going to reconcile or communicate to the United Nations and explain, well, it's not actually specifically Donald Trump. It's not like he's, saying no food for Chicago. There's actually an entire process in which the federal government has to figure out how the food and the money gets distributed. Again, this is another issue I see with this UN investigation as far as elevating what's happening in Chicago to a human rights issue. However, I do want to say I wouldn't be surprised if the United Nations does say, well, in Chicago specifically, it does look like there's a lot of pushback. It does look like federal agents tend to use tear gas, and there tends to be a lot more clashing when you compare it to other cities. However, when you look at the macro level of things throughout the entire United States, I don't know if the United Nations would be willing to classify what's happening in Chicago as a human rights violation. Considering every single country throughout the world has their own way of doing things, such as in Japan, I mean, they only accept 1% of asylum seekers according to the data. It's a very small percentage. So would Japan qualify for how they do things as far as human rights? These are very big implications to say that a territory in the United States is breaking human rights violations or is even getting close to human rights violations. The country of Nigeria is fighting like hell to make sure they are not classified in this category. It's a very big deal to even classify as that. And speaking of a very big deal, we are still seeing more and more clips come out of Chicago as far as what the mayor would consider a human rights violation, but these are some new clips. I figured you guys want to see what's happening on the ground, and we hear some rather interesting dialogue.
Oh, and a woman too? Shame on you. Shame on you. Oh, God, what is wrong with you? Have you no humanity? Have you no humanity? Do you need the money this bad? This is how you want to spend your days? Terrorizing people? God, all of you. This is how you want to spend your lives? Terrorizing communities?
So I just want to point out, in a lot of these clips, we often hear the terminology reflecting what we're hearing with lawmakers, such as they're terrorizing the community, they're plucking people from the community, they're doing these broad sweeps. So that is another observation I am noticing with these clips, which is why the Trump administration keeps pointing out the problem with these sanctuary cities seems to be the cultivation of an environment in which lawmakers are creating. Again, this is what the Trump administration is saying, just trying to give you the full scope of what you're hearing and to give you a broader idea of what to listen for with these videos. Listen to what the lawmakers are saying, listen to what the people on the ground are saying. Sometimes we see this correlation.
Ma'am, we need to back up.
I'm not.
We need to back all the way up.
All of you guys.
We're not playing these games. Back up. Back up.
I also want to point out, on the flip side, with Homeland Security agents, with the new videos we see coming out, they are being a lot more aggressive and they're not playing these games anymore. It used to be, yeah, you can film us, you could even follow us, but if you go beyond that, if you try to hit us, if you're following us and you're driving erratically, now people are getting arrested. So it's also happening on the flip side as far as the culture and how the mission is being conducted from Homeland. Again, we got to look at everything here.
What do you think I'm doing?
Back up.
I'm backing up. What do you... Please? I'm backing up. What do you want me to do? I'm trying.
What you don't understand is we're trying to keep you safe.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
You're trying to keep me safe? I've never felt less safe in my own neighborhood than I do right at this minute. Shame on all of you!
Okay, now I had mentioned at the beginning of the video, we actually have body cam footage of what it's like to be inside of one of these federal vehicles, and again, listen to the dialogue. Apparently, this man is being accused of slamming Homeland Security agents into a door. This occurred back on October 24th, but again, check this out. And this happened in Chicago.
Anybody! Shutting the door is a crime!
Get inside now!
Tell yourself, you piece of shit! No, I'm riding alone back here!
Let me see your face, fucker!
You all fucking rot in hell. I don't even have to hope. I just know you're gonna rot in hell. And y'all can't even say shit. Because you know what pieces of shit you are. Each of you knows that you're going to die a sad, lonely death. You hear me? You fat.
Don't assault anyone.
Hey, where you at?
I didn't assault nobody.
You
Hey, we exited. We exited.
And I would have apologized.
We exited the area.
I closed it. I closed the door.
You slammed it on him.
I did not slam
I
a
saw
door.
you. I was
Okay,
in here.
so,
I saw you slam it on him.
Where can we meet you, bro?
Relax.
Relax? You guys are abducting people off the streets. Relax?
Yeah, hold on.
No comment. No comment. Oh. Big man.
Again, I would never imagine we'd ever see anything like this. I don't even know how the body cam footage got released, but leave your comments down below how you feel about this interaction. As far as the constant insults, we are getting indications from Kristi Noem in Homeland Security that this is starting to wear down on some of the federal agents. In fact, over in Portland, there is a report that the reason why they needed the National Guard and more federal agents to support the mission over in Portland is because the mind games and the mental wear down of constantly being assaulted, constantly being threatened, constantly being made fun of, that gets to people. So imagine this happens every single day while you're on this operation. This is a very tough job to get insulted 24/7.
I don't see you guys right now, bro, but we're literally right around you guys.
Alright, hold on. Stand by.
Give me a street wave if you can.
We're on Children,
Belmont. Sheridan and Belmont.
We're on the corner of Ask and Dump. Oh, and there's also a sad jerk off sitting right beside me holding my arm. The only human contact he's ever going to feel for the rest of his life.
You're gonna make a left to the next stop sign.
You're going to make a left at the next stop sign? I'll be sure to tell the Facebook group where you guys are all at.
Okay, so that really stood out to me. I mean, he may have just compromised an entire Facebook group in which he's involved with, maybe, where they are putting data together to track these agents. So again, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but the fact he just said that could indicate there is a group out there he's involved with where these agents could investigate and look into other members of the group who may be doing the exact same thing of data gathering, which Homeland Security is cracking down on.
Camping out like a bunch of pussies.
I'm trying to see where you're at.
Arresting American citizens.
For assault.
You're with Oscar, right?
It's not
You
assault.
need to put assault in there. Yes,
It's
it is.
not assault.
Follow what
Make a
you
left
want.
at the next stoplight.
It's assault.
Left
Oh,
at the
No,
stop.
keep on straight at the next stop.
Oh, hold on.
Arresting me in front of my mother and my sister. Cunts.
Straight. You're right on us, no?
You're
Yeah,
right
we're
on
almost
this,
there,
bro.
bro. Where you guys are now? Stop moving if you can. If you guys don't have a chance.
All your families came from different countries. And you're gonna sit here and pull people off the streets? I hope you guys rot for thousands of years.
We do.
Say it again.
Keep going straight.
Say it again. Say it again. He needs to hear you. What are you saying? Wait, I need to hear. I can't 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 hear. Wait. What did you say? What did you say? Where do I turn? I turn left? Turn left, right?
Okay, so you guys can leave your comments down below how you feel about this. I figured you want to see what some of these rides are like. It's not always peaceful for these agents, obviously.
Aiden, we're gonna get
Shoes. My shoes.
Let him take his shoe.
My shoes. Stand back. We're gonna get a shoe.
Be a human being, my God.
Y'all bogus, bro. This how y'all live with y'all.
Shame on you! Shame on you, assholes!
Look at this. It's bogus, bro. It's so bogus, bro.
You should be ashamed of yourselves!
He's cuffed in front.
Aiden, we have all this on video. We're gonna get in touch with Gabriel's, okay?
Get off his neck. I see you. Get off his neck. I'm treating him like an animal.
Get back. Just step back, man.
Hey, close it! Close it!
Shame on you, assholes!
Close the doors! Close the door!
Aiden, I called Gabriel's. I'm gonna make sure they know. Shame on you! You should be ashamed of yourselves. Where's your humanity? Where's your humanity? Do you have kids? Do you have mothers? Do you want anyone treating your loved ones like this? Shame on you, you pigs!
Okay, so I just want to give you a little more context as far as what direction we're going in with Chicago. We know there's going to be some more pushback, or we have an indication of pushback from protesters or advocacy groups because more and more of these whistles are being passed out and more ICE tracking kits. The number I saw was between 1,000 to 4,000 kits are being distributed around Chicago in order to track down ICE agents, but really also Border Patrol agents. So again, we have to look at the totality of what's happening in Chicago, what direction we're heading in. If advocacy groups and protesters are hearing that the mayor of Chicago is possibly trying to get the UN into the city, again, this is a huge indication. We're going to start to see some more pushback and more videos come out of protesters walking up on these federal agents and looking into what they're doing. Now, as we also know, there were shots fired at federal agents, so this is a very chaotic scene we're seeing in Chicago as far as other cities throughout the United States and how Operation Midway Blitz is going down. The other really big question people have is whether or not the winter is going to affect how operations are being conducted, and I personally don't think federal agents care if there's a tornado, if there's snow, if it's winter. I don't think they care. They're going to keep operating no matter what. That's what they're being paid to do, and that's what they're trained to do, which means protesters are also going to probably be out in the streets as well, and we're going to see more pushback. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And again, my disclaimer is my intentions behind the videos is to have some peace in this country, have a thoughtful dialogue, and try to be as fair as possible with what we are reporting. And like I always say, we always advocate for peace on my channel. Please pray for peace. We need that right now. Thank you guys so much for everything. God bless, and we'll see you all later.